Hello everyone, I'm Uberswe and today we're building a Create Mod starter house. I plan to keep things simple so that you can easily build this starter house in your own world. I won't be using anything that requires brass as that would require us to go into the nether. The first thing we'll do is plan the layout with all the functional things that you must have in a Create Mod starter house, and then I'll build the rest of the house around that. But before we get started, I want to mention that this video is part of my 30-day Create Mod build challenge. I have terraformed this world and placed out 30 different 25 by 25 plots where I'll do each of my one-day builds. I've made a list here with 30 different ideas, which I also made available as part of a free mod pack that I'll link to in the description below. We'll also be looking at a few builds from our community towards the end of this video. Now, the first thing we're going to do to begin building our starter house is to grab some oak planks, a large water wheel, and a water bucket. I'm then going to place out some oak planks just to mark where I want my entrance to be. Then I'm going to clear out some moss and grass blocks on the ground here to make room for our large water wheel. We'll build up 2 planks here to have a place to put the wheel. Let's clear out a few more blocks. And there we go. We have now placed our large water wheel, and since we have moving water below, it allows the wheel to turn, which gives us power. Now, if we grab a speedometer that tells us how fast something is rotating, and make sure to put on our goggles that helps us see things such as RPM and stress units, we can actually see that this is going at a speed of 4 RPM. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to take a gearbox, some shafts, like so. We can place them going all the way back this way, which will power an encased chain drive, which will in turn power some encased fans. We're going to drag it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. And then we're going to take some encased fans and we're going to put them like this. Now, this is clearly spinning the wrong way. If you see the air going in this direction, then you're going to need to put a gearbox right there. We'll come back to the fans later. For now, I want to plan the rest of the layout of the house. I decided to use stone bricks for the bottom of the walls as it's an easy material to obtain and it looks pretty good with blocks like oak logs and planks. Then I decided to extend the floor of our entrance and place out more stone bricks to mark where the actual door would be. I'm going to use a spruce door for this build, and I also like to put down a pressure plate behind my door so that it automatically closes when you walk in or out. Oop. Like this. That'll look good. Then I'll get the pressure plate that I just mentioned and put it down like this, and then as we walk over it, you can see that the door opens and closes as we walk through. Now for the next part, we need to increase the rotation speed as some of our machines, such as the mixer, will require at least 32 RPM. So I will use some shafts and then a gearbox to bring some rotation over to this area. We will be using alternating cogs to speed up our rotation. A large cog touching a small cog will double the speed of the shaft. So starting with 4 RPM, we can eventually get up to 32 RPM. And now that we've connected a large cog to a small cog, we can see that here we have 4 RPM. And now here we have 8 RPM. So we've doubled our speed. Just like that. So if we take a casing, we have andesite casing. We can use andesite casing to decorate our shafts like this. So there's still a shaft inside it here, but now it's decorated. And we can do the same thing on these cogs here. So you could put a large cog here. And now, because we have this casing here, we can put a small cog on top of that. And once again, now that we've done that 2 times, you can see that we have once again doubled our speed. And my goal here is I want to do this one more time just so we can get to 32 RPM. So once again, we're going to take our casing here. We're going to take a large cog and then put a small cog here. And now we're running pretty quick. We're at 32 RPM. Just like that. And now we can make a hole here where we're going to put a small cog, just like that. Now we can run shafts in the floor of our base here. So we're just going to take a shaft here, and now we can extend this just like so. This shaft will cover up with our andesite casing, just like this. And think about it, it's free to use andesite casing to cover shafts and cogs. So you're not actually using any andesite casing for this, which is really great. Now let's do a quick time lapse as I finish building the floor. Now we're ready to build our smelter setup here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take stone and I'm going to put a line right here. And then I'm going to take more stone and put a line right here, just like so. And then we're going to take stone and we're just going to build up here a little bit more, just like that. And then we're going to put pressure plates here. And it's okay to walk on these pressure plates. It's not going to cause any problems. And then on the other side, I'm also going to put stone just like so. And this shaft will cover up with casing later, so don't worry about that. So you want basically the fan spinning, pushing air outwards just like this, and then you want the pressure plates. And now what you're going to do is you're going to put down a campfire right here, and that's going to allow us to cook items. Now, since we have a campfire here and a pressure plate here, we can put out water just like that, and it's not going to go anywhere, but it's going to allow us to blow water to wash items just like so. And then if you have a soul campfire, which you need to go into the nether to get soul sand, unless you found some in the world, it's possible to find soul sand, especially if you have custom mods. But, you know, if you have soul sand, you can make a soul campfire for haunting items. If you don't have a soul campfire, you can just put a campfire here as a temporary solution until you get a soul campfire. And then in the middle here, we're going to be putting lava, and that's going to be our smelter setup. So you have all four just like this, and I'll go ahead and change this out to a soul campfire just so we have it set up like this. And then just since we do have fire tick set up, we want to make sure that we have this covered just like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some chutes right here, just like that. So you could fill this back area with stone, just like so. And then under here, we're just going to put some chests like this. And then if we go up top here, we're once again going to be putting chutes down just like this. And then we can put 2 white chests just like this. And I'm just like looking at the side of the chest to make it double, just like that. And this is going to be our smelting setup. So now, well, it's our smelter, washer, cooker, and haunter setup. So if we put a stone in here, you'll see that it falls down on the pressure plate. And since this is rotating at 4 RPM, it's the perfect time to make it go 1 block before it turns into smooth stone, just like that. And now if we check our chest, we have smooth stone. And we're going to be decorating this a little bit, but this is a really simple way to get washing, cooking, smelting, and haunting all in one simple compact setup, just like this. Now we're going to set up a press, a mixer, and a stone cutter and a workbench. So we have stone cutter, which isn't really a crate thing, but it's really nice to have it. We need a crafting table, and we need a depot, and we're gonna need a press, and we're gonna need a mixer, and we're gonna need a basin. We'll also need a shaft and some cogs here, I think. So what we can do is we can go up 2, just like this. And then we put our cog there. Now we can have our mixer and a basin. And this will be used for mixing things. And then after that, we're going to get ourselves a gearbox. But first we can also place down this and this here. What I want to do, I want to put the gearbox here, because then we can make it go this way. And then we're just going to make it go like this. And then we're going to have a chain drive, just like so. And then we're going to have our press here and a depot like so that we can put things on. And now we have that corner of the build set up. And this will allow us to mix things. So for example, we could make andesite alloy. Then we need to mix andesite and iron nuggets. As you can see here, we can mix andesite and iron nuggets. And that's going to give us a higher conversion than if we're here. We're basically doubling the output by mixing. So instead of putting this in a crafting table, we can now mix andesite and iron nuggets and we'll get an andesite alloy. So let's get some andesite here just to test this out. We can get a stack of 64 and we'll get some iron nuggets, another stack of 64, just like that. And then we throw that into our basin here and we'll see that it's mixing, and we can see the basin contents here are now mixing the andesite and iron nugget to make andesite alloy. I'm gonna grab a shaft again, and we're gonna grab our cog. We're gonna use a gearbox. We're gonna use a hopper. We're gonna have a millstone, and we're gonna need some chests here. And that should be everything. We're just gonna go one up like this, and then we're gonna put our millstone like this. Oh, that is gonna make our system overstressed. So to fix that issue, we're gonna grab another water bucket here, and then we're just gonna dig out another wider section here, because it looks like we're gonna need a little bit more power. So with 2 water wheels, we now have 1000 SU, and that will allow us to have enough power. There we go. We can still have flowing water there. And now we can head back inside and keep building our millstone setup here. And what I'll do is I'll put a chest like so. Then I'll hold shift and place a hopper like so. So you can see that the hopper is going into the chest here. And then we're going to put another hopper here on the side of the millstone so that items are going into the millstone from the side. Like so. And then up on top here, I am going to place another chest, just like so. And now we should be able to take like cobblestone, for example. Let's grab a stack of 64 here. We should be able to put it in to our chest. It will go into the hopper here, and then our millstone will crush it, and then out we will get gravel. I'll put another gearbox here, and we're going to clear out a little bit of area here, and I think about here I'll put another gearbox, and this one will be facing up, just like so. And then we'll have another gearbox, and this is going to allow us to hook up our saw here. So we'll grab our mechanical saw here, and we're just going to place it against that gearbox. We actually want it to be powered like this. So now we have a saw facing down, and we're going to take a chest, and we'll take some andesite casing, and we'll use a hopper, and we'll use an andesite funnel. And basically we'll put the andesite casing here just for decoration. You could use any block here technically. And then we're going to put a chest up here. And basically, we want items to drop onto the saw in the reverse way. So the saw is spinning this way. And because it's spinning that way, we want to drop items down onto it like this. Because if we drop it from the other way, this is not going to work. Then we can put our funnel here, and we want to make sure that this is facing outwards. You have to flip it by right-clicking like this. Make sure it's facing outwards like so. And then what we can go ahead and do, we can put a chest here and a funnel like so by looking into that chest. And this hopper is actually going to catch all the items that are coming out. And we can test this by taking a stack of oak logs, for example, and we'll place them into the chest here. And they will now go out on the saw and get stripped. So this is a good way to make stripped logs without having to use an axe. They will then go into the hopper and get put into the chest one by one. We can only do one block on the saw at a time, so you might as well do it like this. Now you should have all the basics that you need for a crate mod starter house. We're not using any brass here, so this is pretty much everything you need to do anything before you go into the nether, excluding the haunter, of course, which might require you to go into the nether. But everything else is possible without going into the nether, and you'll have plenty of ways to make crate mod related items with this setup. So now let's get to building our house. We still need to put a bed somewhere, and I don't think it's really fitting inside the house here. So we're gonna find a spot for the bed and start with the decorations. One thing I would like to do is to kind of keep this theme with the stone here. And then I do want like a back door to the building here. So I'm thinking that I'll go out a little bit here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, we'll remove this wall here. Did not mean to do that. So we're going to put grass here, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have like a little back door in this area here. I think that will be good. We'll get some more oak planks and replace all of this. And then we will use stone bricks here. We'll fill this in with grass blocks, stone bricks. We can cover this shaft with andesite casing. Same thing here. We'll use more andesite casing and we'll put our stone here. And there we go. Now we have a basic outline for our house. And now it's time for another time lapse. Now, apparently my recording crashed, but I did go back and change some of the bricks here for the chimney to make it look a little bit more detailed instead of the regular stone here. So I changed out a few of these, and also you'll see on the inside I also changed out some of the stone here to make it a little bit more detailed and not so plain and boring. And you can still access these chests since I have stairs above them. So, and our build is now done. So this is the finished starter house for the create mod. Basically, I used some spruce trapdoors for decoration. We have a bunch of lanterns everywhere. And then we have our speed up mechanism here, which is going to go from 4 RPM to 32. And then we have our washer, cooker, smelter, and haunter. So if we have gravel, pork chops, and perhaps we have some raw iron ore, and maybe we have some sand like that. So we can click up here, put our sand in there. It's going to do 16 at a time, outputting it there. For our smelter, we're going to take the raw iron ore. It's going to do 16 at a time. Pork chops, we're going to put them in the cooker. It's also going to do 16 at a time in there. And then for our washer, we're going to do gravel. And once this is done, it goes pretty quick. We got soul sand here now, so it's been haunted. We got iron ingots, so it's been smelted. And then here we have cooked pork chops now. And for our washer, we'll get flint and iron nuggets. So this is a fully working washer, cooker, smelter, and haunter. Then here we have our stone cutter, we have our crafting workbench, and we have a mechanical press here, so we can take, for example, our iron nuggets here and press them, and we'll get the bonk achievement as well. Then over here we have our saw, which I've already shown with the stripped oak logs here. And then we have our millstone, which can also generate gravel. There you go. We also have this ladder that goes up here. And if you follow this ladder, we have a little bed here where we can sleep. And then we have a balcony where we can sit and enjoy the beautiful view from our little house here. And if we go outside the house, you can see here that the entire house is powered by 2 large water wheels, which gives us 1000 SU. And all the water is coming from this little spring here that I built and flowing down below there. So just did that for a little bit of decoration. And we have plenty of lightning to light up the area. And we also have a little chimney there just for a show, which is outputting some smoke. A great starter house for all your early game create mod needs. I hope you guys found this useful, and I've added the schematic to the description down below. This has been part of my 30-day create mod challenge, which you can also find more info on in the description below. If you decide to take on the challenge, feel free to share your builds in my Discord or on createmod.com or schematiccannon.com. I would love to see what you guys build. Speaking of which, it's now time to take a look at some other starter houses from members of my community who submitted their own builds for the challenge. For this part of the video, I'm also going to turn on shaders because, you know, why not? So our first build here is made by Kua, and he's using some tuff on the outside, different variations that are part of the create mod. And I can also see that he's using some of the dark oak window pane here, which also comes with create. And if we go around, we can see it's really nice. We got like a smaller roof back here. We got some water wheels down here, some doors back there. Really nice. And a little balcony here where we can see into the building. So it looks like there's an upstairs bedroom or something. So a very nice build. Let's head inside and check it out. So as we come in the entrance here, we seem to have some storage here, a bunch of barrels and chests on the walls. And there seems to be a staircase leading up here. And then we have like a little kitchen area here with some furnaces. There's a cartographer table here. Oh, and there's like a little stovetop here where I guess you can cook, or maybe this is for smithing. Like maybe it's a tool table. Yeah, maybe this isn't a kitchen. Maybe it's more of a workshop. I'm not sure. Like, the saw here could be made for cutting like chicken and steak and stuff, or, you know, like, is it made for wood and stuff? I'm not sure. I'm gonna assume this is a kitchen. There should probably be some water in here. It might have gotten removed with the schematic. And then if we go in the back here, there's like a little workshop. Oh, and there's even a wrench and some goggles here on the wall. Very nice. And this is a smelter. So here you can like smelt items, and this is a washer where you can wash like gravel to get iron nuggets, for example. That's very convenient. Then we have our deployer here for applying like andesite to stripped logs, for example. We have a press, just a gearbox here, and then a press inside a basin. And here we have a millstone for milling things. So like if we need to crush cobblestone to gravel, for example. Over on this side, we got two mixers. One of them has the capability to be heated here. If we give this some charcoal or something like that, or a lava bucket, we can get heated blaze burner there. And then we have a saw in case we need to, you know, saw some wood or something. And of course we have our crushing wheels, so we can just put something in up here. Apparently I have stone slabs, which I think are just gonna get eliminated. I don't think stone slabs actually become anything, but yeah, so we have that, which is very nice. So that's like a little workshop area here, and you can easily like get in and out of the house just by going out this way. So very cool. Now we've checked out the entire downstairs, and I guess now we should just head upstairs. So let's head up. Ooh, and there's like a little enchanting area here. So if we need to enchant anything, we can do that. And a little fireplace. So yeah, here we can sit and enjoy the fire. So yeah, very nice little upstairs area here to just hang out. And I like that this connects to the chimney up above. So sometimes you just have a chimney and it doesn't connect to anything. So it's very nice that it connects. And then, yeah, I have a little window here where you can look out. And I guess this is going to be the bedroom area. So place to sleep, a little desk where you can sit and like look out over the area and see like the other houses and builds out there as you're studying or whatever you might be doing here. I like to touch the little flower and the light. Yeah, very cool. And like, yeah, I guess a little closet in here as well. So really nice first house. And now we're gonna head off to our next house. Next up, we have this build by Zalki or Zalki. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Please let me know down in the comments how you would pronounce that. But yeah, this build seems to be powered by a windmill up there. I like the design. It's very intriguing. It's like supposed to have sails that are kind of floating in the wind in a way. I think that's very creative and very interesting. And then yeah, we got this flywheel on the outside for design. Very cool. And yeah, lots of windows on the front there. Oh, some lecterns here for the design on the back. And yeah, a little bit covered up. Very intriguing build, I must say. So let's walk inside and check it out. So as we step in, the first thing I notice is this huge water wheel here. I don't think I missed to put water. I think this is for design. I really like it. I don't know if it's supposed to be like, you know, it reminds me of boats, like, you know, like a boat museum or something would have this on the wall, but it also works as like pure decoration. So I'm not really sure if it's supposed to be boat related or if it's just like separate decoration, like a cogwheel or something, or maybe from like a mill or something like that would have like a stream next to it. Nice little shelves here, little storage area. We got some nice seating here where we can sit and, you know, have some dinner or chat with our friends. And I really like the lamp. So very simple, but I like it. And then over here we have our smoker and our washer, and they're nicely labeled with white text on top of dark oak, so we can like tell what it is. We have mill input out here, so if we need to use millstones, and then mill output is down here. I think we put in copper and zinc here. Yeah, so if you have copper and zinc, that will get mixed into brass, and it will go by the hopper here into the basin, and then we can heat the basin from down below. I don't know if there's like some automated way of heating that. It doesn't look like it's automated, but you could definitely like feed that by hand as well if you need to. Here we have andesite and iron or zinc nuggets. So this is where we make our andesite alloy. We have the same setup with our hopper going into our basin here. Then over here we have a smelter, we have a deployer, and 2 presses. Always useful to have. It's been decorated here with some blueprints. They can also be convenient if you need to use them for like auto crafting. So if you have items in your inventory, you can just like click on a blueprint and it would like craft it for you if you have it set to a recipe here. Now we have our stress information here. So we have a full-size windmill up top, which is generating 8,192 SU, and we have 1,000 SU remaining. So pretty close there on the capacity. And here we have a small cog, large cog, and a iron nugget. And I believe this is the recipe for making precision mechanisms. So you would just put in your gold sheet here, and it would place these on there, and then you gotta redo it a few times. Oh, it's gonna do it automatically, I think. We'll put our iron nuggets up here. We'll put our large cog here, and then we'll put our cogwheel here, and then we should just be able to throw a gold sheet on here. And there we go. It's automated precision mechanisms right there. So that's really useful to have in our base here. Oop. And I guess it stops. Yeah, so when it's finished, I guess it gets stuck in here. Yeah, so in the barrel here, we have a precision mechanism. So it's done. And then we have a little toolbox here. Very nice. A little enchanting area as well. Very convenient. I do like the lamps here, like the lights. It makes it feel very cozy down here. All right, let's head upstairs. So we're right below the roof here. And this is the bedroom. We got toolboxes next to the bed. I mean, you know, if you're a crate modder, you gotta have the toolbox nearby so you can get to work right away as soon as you get out of bed, right? So I like that touch. Very nice. And yeah, then we have some cogs here, which are used to speed up the rotation from the windmill. So we're just going from, you know, large cog to small cog and over again to speed this up. It's much cheaper than using a speed controller if you don't have access to late game stuff with the crate mod. Ooh, I really like that large water wheel up there. That looks really nice. Just a nice touch to the house. Very cool. So now let's head to the next build. Now our final starter house is built by Shelco, and they added 2 mods. So they're making use of the chip mod here, and they're also making use of Farmer's Delight. I tried to keep this crate mod challenge to the crate mod only, but I will make some exceptions for a couple of additional mods just to make things nicer, to show what's possible with other mods combined with crate. So yeah, this is a starter house made by Shelco, and they did a bunch of terraforming. So I don't have that terraforming in my world. So that's why it looks a little bit weird around the edges here. So please disregard that as I'm reviewing this, because that's not something that's part of the build. It's just where the schematic itself cuts off here. But a really amazing build. A lot of different textures here, and we'll just zoom around a little bit as well. I don't see a power source or anything. On the previous 2 builds, we saw water wheels or a windmill for power, and here I believe the power is probably hidden or somewhere inside. So, but yeah, lots of a variety of blocks, very detailed. So let's head inside and Let's see what we find. Okay, a nice little kitchen area here. So we have the cabinets from Farmer's Delight. And the fans here from Create Mod are being used for the stove as well as the chute here. And yeah, we have more Farmer's Delight stuff for the pan and pot. Now we have a fridge. Very cool. And lots of delicious food stacked up here. Even some delicious sushi. And back here we have like a little mixer for, yeah, your mixing needs. And yeah, the stairs have been decorated using fluid pipe, which is really cool. And back here we have the back entrance. Oh, and really nice use of frog lights up here for some light. And I don't know if there's like missing blocks or anything. So like, I feel like something could have been placed here, but I'm not sure. So if there was something that was supposed to be there, then oh well, it got missed in the schematic, I think, for some reason. But or maybe it's supposed to be that way. Yeah, inside we have like a little seating area. We have some jukeboxes here. Oh, and we have a cuckoo clock, which is also part of Create. It's not powered, so it's not going to make any noise, but it makes for some nice decoration. And now let's head upstairs. So we're making use of the Create spruce windows here. And then we have, yeah, redstone lamps from the chip mod to kind of bring in the decoration here. These lamps are also from chipped ender lanterns. And yeah, we got a basket here from Farmer's Delight. Oh, and this is the bedroom, I guess. No way to see out directly in front. I guess that's good. And then you got a nice view here of the windmill over there. And over in this direction, there's currently nothing built. But yeah, I guess you have a nice view from here as well. So really beautiful starter home using Create, Farmer's Delight, and the chip mod. Now, our next build here was submitted to us by ElementalPaladin, and it's another starter house. This one focuses a bit more on the technical aspects. So if we take a look around here, we do have a wheat farm out here with some water wheels to get power. And then I believe we're using ashering for the roof. A very interesting build. Oh, we got a little chimney back here and a moss block. I assume this was for making the schematic, so we're gonna remove that. And yeah, let's head inside and check it out. So the front door is right here. So we have a bed here. When I imported the schematic, there was another bed laying here. I don't know what's supposed to be here. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. So like it was broken when I imported the schematic. Not sure why. We're gonna act like nothing happened, or we're just gonna leave it there. But yeah, you have everything you need for your base basically. So you have like a crafting bench. You got some furnaces. You got a smoker. You got a blast furnace. You got some storage. You know, oh, even a lodestone here for you know, setting your compass. And there's also a bunch of machines set up here. So very basic machines. So these are all powered manually. So you have like your mechanical mixer here, which you turn this and that will power your mechanical mixer at twice the speed. You also have a blaze burner down there you can feed with like lava or something like that. And then if you want to get rid of the mixer, you can just move that over just like so. And now you get some free space here. And I guess it would have been really nice if I could like have the press go over the mixer as well. Maybe something for future versions of this. But yeah, you can like crush stuff here. You can press stuff. So if I have like an iron ingot, for example, we can take one of those, place it on the depot here, and ba-bam. We can crush it. Oh yeah, what am I doing? Of course. And yeah, you can crush in a basin. How was I so oblivious I didn't see this? Okay, so yeah, this guy thought of that as well. So, which is really awesome, and we can move it back into place. So we're saving space by being able to move these back and forth as needed. And we also have a saw here where we can like saw logs or whatever we need to do. Maybe get some frame glass, for example. Now, this is only half the base, so I did notice there was like more to it. And what I saw was this little button here. And that button rotates the entire wall. Now, the only issue I see is like, where are you supposed to go here? Because I can see like if I move this over, then I could like sneak under this handle and I could stand right here and I can move with the wall, but it like there's holes in the floor, so it gets kind of sketchy. So like, okay. Well, I don't know how you're supposed to do it, but we made it inside. And in here, there's like a bunch of machines. So as I understand it, this is like a bread maker. So you have like, I think this is for crushing wheat probably. And then things go over here, perhaps. I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, they probably, yeah. So you crush the wheat, you get like wheat flour. And then over here on the belt, you wash the wheat flour to get dough. And then in here, the dough will collect, and then the dough will come out here, get heated, and from this encased fan, and you'll get bread. So that works. And then there's like some harvesters here. A little bit hard to see, but right there's some harvesters, and there's this like piston here that are set to move those harvesters into the wall. But I noticed that if you click this button here, things will start moving. So we can click this, and you can see the wall actually moves up. So actually, if we free cam and go outside, you can see the wall has actually moved up to allow these harvesters to go out and harvest the wheat, and then they go back inside, just like that. And then as they go inside, then the wall will move back down into place. Very cool feature. What else? We have a blast furnace, or not a furnace, but we have blasting that we can do here. We can do cooking, we can do washing, and we can do haunting. This is because all the campfires and everything is down here below, blowing upwards into the depot. And since the depot is like a half block, then it still works. So there's a bunch of stuff underneath here. Now, next we should look at the upstairs here. So there's like a little ladder. Oh, this will actually throw the bread into here, and the bread will end up right there. That's actually kind of cool. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I kind of want to try it now. So we put the wheat in there, just like so. The wheat gets crushed, and then we get the wheat flour. Wheat flour is going to get washed until it becomes dough. And then once it becomes dough, it should end up here. And any day now, any day. Just a few more seconds. Come out. Oh, it's waiting for 64. Okay, my bad. Okay, that's gonna take forever. All right, let's do a little fast forward. Zzz.
5 hours later.
All right, so we're at like 59 now. So let's check it out. We should get some seeds here at any moment, which should make bread, or some wheat flour should be put out here. Or no, dough. So we got some dough here, and once this turns into bread, it should shoot it over to the other side here where we have the funnel. any day. Come out. And there we go. Our bread just flew into the funnel here and we got 64 bread. So yeah, now we've tested the entire setup and we can see that it's working. So that's awesome. And then we can go up here where this ladder is, and here you have like a windmill, and this windmill is just the smallest size. Yeah, because it has 8 sails, so that's the smallest windmill you can have. And it's powering the mechanism that is rotating the wall here. And it doesn't power anything else. And you have this redstone link here, which is getting the signal down there from the button to rotate this around. And you can see this sequence gear shift is just set to rotate 180 degrees, which probably has the whole wall glued to it. And then also up here, you have a little bit of secret storage in case you need to, hide something away. Then you can definitely use that. That's all the crate mods starter homes we're going to look at in this video. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted a build. I have made sure to add links to all of your builds and any videos I found down in the description below. If you'd like to join this challenge, please check the description and feel free to join my Discord if you have any questions you would like to ask. The world that I'm building will be available on my Patreon. Feel free to join if you'd like to support me. That link can also be found in the description. This has been build number 1 out of 30, so there will be many more builds to come. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy my content and want to see more in the future. Also, consider giving this video a like as it helps me a ton. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.